more than 700 Israelis are now feared dead after unprecedented attacks by Hamas militants. It represents the biggest loss of life in a single day in Israeli history. Hamas, which is designated as a terrorist organization by many Western governments including the United Kingdom, is still holding out in parts of southern Israel,
where more than 400 Palestinians are said to have been killed and more than 2,000 injured. And worry is also deepening over the shocking hostage-taking of more than 100 Israelis who are now said to have been taken to Gaza. Our first report tonight is from our defense correspondent Jonathan Beale, who brings us all the latest. And I should warn you that in his report there are images that you may find distressing. Israeli troops are still hunting down armed Palestinians more than 30 hours after their biggest and bloodiest breakout from Gaza into Israel itself, one of the world's most advanced militaries, taken by surprise by Hamas, a militant group kept behind barriers that were supposed to stop. This happening, their attack, as brutal as it was, brazen, hundreds killed for Israel. That's included scores of unarmed civilians, as well as soldiers already, the largest loss of life in decades here. The bodies of an Israeli family shot dead, waiting to be identified and buried. Hamas has taken dozens of hostages too, like this 85-year-old grandmother Yafa Adar, whisked away by militants in a golf cart, families too. Among them, Yen's wife and their 5- and 2-year-old daughters. He's left anxiously waiting for news and pleading for their safe return. I want to ask of Hamas, don't hurt them. Don't hurt little children, don't hurt women. If you want me instead, I'm willing to come. Israel's prime minister, meeting security chiefs this morning, has warned his nation of a long and difficult war ahead. Both sides have already suffered significant losses. Hamas murdered hundreds of Israelis, men, women, and children, and took dozens, host saint, into Gaza. This horrific terror act demands a forceful, determined, and sustained response. Israel's response has been swift and harsh despite the massive intelligence failure. Jets have been hitting what they say are Hamas positions, but many civilians have also been killed in this densely populated Palestinian enclave, blockaded and nowhere else to flee tonight. This is as close as we can get to Gaza itself, about 5 km in that direction. There is a lot of military activity, jets overhead. Israel has told its citizens living nearby to leave. It's not clear whether that could signal a land incursion by Israel into Gaza itself, but inevitably this will end up being more bloody. Still, there's also the risk of escalation. Hezbollah has been firing rockets into Israel from neighboring Lebanon, they say, a show of solidarity with Palestinians. This region has long been a tinderbox, and once again the flames are being fanned. Jonathan Beale, BBC News, Southern Israel, and tonight Israel's Search and Rescue Committee has confirmed that more than 250 bodies have been recovered from the site of a music festival, which had been taking place close to the border of the Gaza Strip on Saturday. These images on social media show people fleeing from the Nova Festival. It was held near the small settlement of Rai. It's a kibbutz near the border with Gaza. Caroline Hawley reports moments before at a festival that brought together young people from across Israel, a carefree crowd. They have no idea of the horror about to erupt. Images posted on social media show people running for their lives. Witnesses say that after rockets were fired, Palestinian gunmen began attacking from several directions. "Don't kill me," she pleads as no. Amani and her boyfriend Aynan are both taken captive. Both are still missing, thought to have been taken into Gaza today. Noah's father spoke through his anguish to Israeli media. "I asked to see the video, and then I saw that it was definitely her. She was so scared, so frightened. I always protected her. And at this very moment, I couldn't." Noah is 25, with a passion for travel. She'd been messaging a friend just before she was kidnapped, and then the live location ended. It's just us, waiting and hoping, really, hoping and praying that everything is good, that she will come back home safely, her and her boyfriend, and everyone that is in captivity, now also taken from the festival. Shani Luke, a tattoo artist from Germany, pictured here on holiday in Mexico. Her family recognized her in video of Palestinian gunmen celebrating her capture on a pickup truck. The images of Shani herself are too upsetting to show. We were sent a video in which I could clearly see our daughter unconscious with the Palestinians and them driving around the Gaza Strip. I ask you to send us any help on news. Jake Marlowe's family and friends are also desperate for news. He's a 26-year-old British man who was working at the festival. He's reported to have told his mother he loved her and promised to keep her updated before his phone began ringing out on the road next to where the festival was taking place. The aftermath, we don't yet know what's happened to all those who came in these cars to party to celebrate. Shell-shocked reunions with those who survived, but the brutality of the attack, the terror of it will now be seared into the psyche of a nation. Thank you for watching BBC News AI. Please subscribe our channel.